You're gonna. There we go. Welcome to Comfort Africa number 2. I'm your host, Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Alright, so as of right now, this will probably be the only video that I'm going to make right now because I'm about to hook everything up and start typing in my book for the rest of the day. The time is 10:51 on a Saturday. Every video for this video, except for the video that is in a red shirt at the very beginning of the set, um, was filmed last night. And I gave you the first red video shirt first. And then I did the update video, which is before this video that was filmed last night. This is going to be a pretending video, and this is also going to address some Trump bullshit that's been happening this morning, and it's also going to address some shit that I addressed it in a Facebook group because I did offend at least one person. So I made 2 videos about that, and they were slightly half-hearted apologies. All right, and the basic reason was like this: if you haven't been up to speed, um, 2 days ago my car broke down. Well, it just wouldn't start. I don't really know how to actually explain it because it's been cold as fuck here in Virginia, and my car just would not fucking start, and I had to walk to work. Well, prior to me knowing that my car broke down, I took the dog out. And when I took the dog out, the police came through. So, at the house next to the house, next to my house, the cops started slowing down. It's about the time I came out the door with the dog. So the cops slow rolling now to the house next to my house. And then he looks at me, and he slow rolls, and he damn near breaks his neck trying to see if I'm actually a Mexican person. Alright? So for the record, in case you can't read, I'm part native, I'm part black, I'm part white. I am all American. I literally have a passport because I have gone to Canada, and I bought the passport thinking I was going to use it, and they rescinded the thing so you didn't have to use your passport to go to Canada. So yeah, that's me. Still got 5 o'clock shadow, but I shaved today. So there's that. Anyway, moving on from that, fucking Trump has sent in ICE to Native American reservations, which they have no business going into Native American reservations. But for the record, Mexicans are also Native American. They are indigenous to the Americas. So y'all might not want to hear that, but Aztec, Incans, Mayans, Olmecs, Toltecs, and god damn it, it's like 13 other tribes throughout Mexico all the way down to South America, including Panama and Guatemala, that I can't remember the names of, but they are Native Americans. Alright? And I'm tired of having this conversation with people. I am part Native, I am part black, I am part white, and yes, I know that I look Mexican. Mexicans also believe that I'm Mexican. A Spanish teacher way back in my 20s in college thought that I was Mexican. Alright? Sometimes when I apply for jobs, the people think that I'm Mexican. Okay? Letting you know that I have similar features to Mexicans. But I am not Mexican. I am part Native, I am part black, I am part white. And I've been this way for 51 fucking years. Nothing's gonna change that. Absolutely fucking nothing. So anyway, your boy Trump has ICE going and picking up all these people. They're going into schools, they're going into churches, they're rounding up people left and right, and we're putting the word out that if you are a native, to don't go anywhere without your travel card. Well, I'm not enrolled. Right? I don't even know if I have enough native blood to be enrolled. But I also know that I'm not Mexican and I was born in this country. And my plan is quite simple. That if I get deported, I'm going to sue the fucking brakes off the Trump administration and triple that for Trump. Because you can't just go gathering up people who you assume are illegal. I have a birth certificate. I was born here in Charlottesville, Virginia at 8 p.m. 1973. You know, the years while he was not allowing black people to live in his apartment complex in New York City. And all of a sudden he wasn't racist, but yet he's a racist. And for everybody who's supporting him, you might not be a racist, but you're as guilty of supporting a racist as being a racist. And y'all might not like that. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose the bulk of the 600 people here because a lot of y'all don't want to address the truth. All right? This man is doing unposthumous shit. He's coming after American birth certificates. He's coming after Native American birth certificates. There's way too much shit that he's doing that has gone too far. And God help any of you if you are the victims of any of the people that he let out of prison for doing the violence on January 6th. Y'all are supporting this man who is a rapist and a racist. And y'all just don't seem to give a fuck about the people beneath him. But you will when you're working those fucking black jobs, because every business that's gonna go under because of terrorists, even the owners of those businesses are probably gonna be working those black jobs to feed their family. They're gonna go from being thousandaires down to normal. And y'all don't see this shit coming because you don't want to see this shit coming. You don't want to admit that he's a racist. You don't want to admit that he's a rapist. And you just don't give a fuck. You literally don't give a fuck. I might get deported. And I'm an American citizen. That doesn't concern any of you. Right? That a mixed person who looks Mexican, who's not Mexican, might be fucking deported. ICE might detain me because this asshole police officer saw me standing on the porch walking the fucking dog. What the fuck, yo? This doesn't fear. This doesn't worry. This doesn't think about your friends who look like me. They're mixed people. They're not Mexican. They're mixed. But Trump's hell-bent on getting rid of undocumented brown people, but not undocumented white people. Now, that may have offended you, because if it did, that means you need to look inside yourself and think to yourself, maybe I'm racist, because I don't care if the brown undocumented people are gone, because they're taking the black jobs and they're eating the dogs and eating the cats. This dude's gonna fuck everybody up, and he's gonna get us fucked up. He's gonna try to pull us out of NATO. If he does that, we're all dead. I make sure you understand that if he pulls the Americans out of NATO, America is the bulk of NATO. If anything happens to us, no one's coming to save us. And we aren't always good guys. Granted, I am a military person. But here's the thing. The United Nations and NATO, the bulk of the UN Army, is the military of the Americas. That's why we have a base everywhere in the fucking world. If they pull us out of NATO and somebody decides to get uppity, like maybe Kim Jong-un, oh, America's pulled out of NATO. Let's go attack America. Your boy Trump did that, even though Kim Jong-un is friends with Trump and Dennis Rodman. Do you think their friendship is going to make him decide? Nah. Because when he pushes that button, and no matter what that computer says or where it's going to land, he doesn't know if Yun or Rodman or Trump is going to be in those places on that day the bomb drops. He just knows he hates America. Boop. He's not going to give Rodman a call, but like, hey, yo, Rodman, I pushed the button, man. You might want to get the fuck out of America. He's not going to call Rodman if he pushes that button. He's not going to call Trump if he pushes that button. He's going to push the fucking button. But y'all voted for this fucker. So if anything does happen to America, remember what side of history you're on when we have to rebuild this country from the ashes if we are attacked when he pulls us out of NATO. We've pissed off a lot of people as Americans. Don't think that we haven't. Don't think that there's not someone in the waiting for us to pull out of NATO and then start attacking us. And then that will be on you guys who voted for Trump. This is not me fear-mongering. This is letting me give you the 1,000 once again. See, if he pulls us out of NATO, he's already thinking about pulling us out of the environmental stuff and everything that natives have been telling y'all that we need to be worrying about climate change. We need to be worrying about the water. We need to be worrying about the land and all this shit. And y'all all just looking back and laughing at the natives. Like, oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about. They've managed for thousands of years before the colonization of this country to thrive and survive without colonization. Colonization came. Now I exist because I'm part native, I'm part black, I'm part white. Without colonization, I might not exist, and that might not be a bad thing for this world one less guy, I'm more than willing to pass away to make this world a better place for my ancestors on all three sides. But no, see, greed and millionaires and billionaires are trying to take everything, but they're going to make all of us work. He's passing laws and bills to get rid of affirmative action. He's passing laws and bills to get rid of DEY or diversity something inclusion work, whatever the fuck the initials are. He's getting rid of laws that says you have to hire me because I'm a person of color who's overly qualified for the job versus hiring somebody who's never worked a day in their life and don't know what the fuck they're doing, but because they're European American, they get the job. Do you not understand how racism works? Because you might not be a racist, but you're supporting one, which makes you equally guilty of being racist. But y'all don't care because it doesn't affect you directly. And as long as it doesn't affect you directly, hey, fuck it. I do what I want. That's how you're viewing this. So, when it comes back to bite you in the ass, don't call on the people of color because y'all voted us out. Y'all voted us off the island. Y'all wanted to even get rid of the natives who were here. Y'all have voted in the next Hitler, whether you want to admit it or not. It won't be long before he turns on his own, as Hitler also turned on his own. What happens when he comes after the poor European Americans that voted for him, the uneducated, the black people lovers? What happens when it's you? What happens when it's your 5-year-old daughter who's pregnant by somebody that groomed her, or by you, her daddy, or by the guy running around saying he's going to grab women by the pussies? What's going to happen when it's you? What's going to happen? This isn't me fear-mongering. This is me asking you the question. How far is too far? When are you going to wake up to realize what you've done? When this $2 shirt is $40? When Michael's, the arts and crafts store, is charging you $40 for a fucking shirt so that you can paint on it and draw on it, and all of a sudden, oh no, now it affects you, right? Now it affects you because of the simple fact that, you decided to vote in this racist rapist. But it was okay because it wasn't affecting you yet. And in 2 years, we're going to feel the pain of those tariffs. And in 2 years, we're going to feel the pain of women being raped left and right because rapists can get away with it, and they'll still have to keep the rapist baby because it's not you. But when it is you, and it should be you, that's right, I said what I said, it should be you because you voted for him. So when he comes after your 5 and 6-year-old daughter, who, yes, they can be pregnant at 5 and 6 years old, because Lena Medina back in 1939 was raped by her daddy and had her baby brother. So go ahead. Keep on following the rapist, racist, and keep on thinking to yourself, I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist. I got black friends. Did you have black friends on November when you went to go vote for that racist who wanted 5 black children to be hung by trees and took out a whole front page ad about the Central Park 5? Were you not racist then? Oh, I know. You didn't know about it, just like back in 1967 and all the way up to 73 and 75, where Trump and his daddy refused to let people of color rent or buy houses from the construction company in which they built all that shit up on. You weren't racist then either, right? Because you didn't know. Neither did I. Seen them dancing on Soul Train. Seen them up on fucking damn the WWE, and Bobby Lashley won, and Vince had to get his hair cut. But he wasn't acting racist then, right? The Simpsons didn't tell us he was racist. They just said he would be president. Not once, but twice. Simpsons got a pretty good crystal ball. And they're barely wrong. Maybe want to look into some lives being taken by the 47th. But until that happens, and I hope he survives long enough for that to happen, for all of his karma that he's causing, for trying to go after Native American birth certificates and trying to go after the 14th Amendment, which means if you were born here, you are an American citizen. So when that starts coming off of people who aren't of color, that's when you're going to start worrying. I have a song on this little page platform that I have called Too Little Too Late. You guys are going to learn too little too late. The first thing you're going to learn is that that first assassination attempt was bullshit, and that a young man was unalive to be the martyr for MAGA. MAGA's probably dancing around with his little poster. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your sacrifice. We know what you did was right. Thank you for your sacrifice. Family's probably off in Hawaii drinking Mai Tais until their money runs out, and then they're going to come forward and say, our son was sacrificed for MAGA. When its ghost starts hunting them and starts chasing them around in their sleep. And they're either going to wind up in an insane asylum or they're going to come forward because their child's never going to rest because he was sacrificed for the cause of racism and MAGA. Kid's probably not in hell. He's probably in limbo right now, sitting there wondering, where are my virgins at? You know, the same thing that the radicalized people who go around trying to blow people up. Where are my virgins at? They never come back to let us know if they got those virgins. Because we all know that vagina is the most powerful weapon on the planet when it comes to men, because there's almost nothing that a straight man won't do to lick the box, to stick it, and jam it in there a couple of times. But then you got those deviants who see little girls walking down the street and say, I'm going to fuck that bitch. I'm going to get her pregnant. She's going to have to keep that baby in. I might do a little bit of prison time, but I'm going to have a baby when I get out. Because she can't get rid of it because Donald Trump fucking got rid of abortion. If you get an abortion, you're going to jail. If you get pregnant and you miscarry, you and the baby are going to die because they don't want to take the baby out because of sepsis. Now, I'm sure I said that wrong. So I ask you again, how far is too far? Oh, never mind. Because as long as it doesn't affect you directly, you're not going to give a fuck. Well, here's a lesson for you that every Native American tribe, from the First Nations all the way down to the ass end of Chile, have learned. What affects this tribe? Well, next tribe, next tribe, next tribe, next tribe. Oh, that's my tribe. Eventually, the non-natives, which means the blacks and the whites, are going to feel this shit too. See, the good thing about being mixed is that I can warn natives, blacks, and whites. If you choose not to listen, I did my job. So what happens next? It's not up to me. And the unquantifiable levels of damage that Trump is about to do, we're all going to pay for that shit. And that includes you, the assholes who voted red thinking you're going to keep your heads. Oh, no, 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 no. You're going to suffer just like the rest of us. And unfortunately, you may suffer more. Works for me. Thank you for watching.